I decided to walk out the restaurant. I'm at Denny's over here on Craig, and she was taking so long. All the order was 2 pancakes. I thought it was extremely long time, so I just decided to get up and walk away without anything. I just told the front desk lady, "Tell her I'm gone. These taking too." To me, I'm thinking to myself, it's taking too long. But this is what I come back to: a van parked right next to mine, with this here opening. They always still trying to incriminate me with something. Look at that. Now I see why they were stalling for time. Look at that. Look at this. This is why they're stalling for time. Look at that. Park right next to me with this. Look at that. Can you see? Now I see why they were stalling for time. What the heck is going on in America? What the heck is going on in America? And why are they after me so? They could have just settled this case and gave me nothing and just gave me my freedom and my house back. But yet they still just insist on just fucking up my life. Look at this. This don't make no sense. Now, why would you do that park? This truck wasn't here when I left. So, and all I ordered was 2 dang on pancakes. 2 pancakes. 2. That's it. And it's taking them that long. I'm sitting at the table, it's taking them that long. Look at this. But I come back to this here truck that's parked right next to I don't know if they've been in my truck or what's that all about. And why would someone leave their truck open like that? I don't know what the heck that is all about. Let me see. Let's get the license plates. It is FLTRSBY. License plates. Let's see who put that on there. I'm trying to get the SL. Wait a minute. They got my little steering wheel now. All of a sudden want to work. I kind of can't turn now. All of a sudden my steering wheel. You know, this only government can do this. Now I'm having a hard time backing up because it seems like the power steering. Look at that. FLTRSBY. iPostmates. See that? iPostmates. Still trying to find a way to incriminate me. iPostmates. FLTRSBY. Catherine Cortez, Harry Reid, Senator Stephen Horsford, Governor Brian Sandoval. All the states in Las Vegas, Nevada are still trying to incriminate me and to arrest me. Only the government can do that. And this is the government here. Here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was Senator Harry Reid in 1995 who pre-plotted this whole entire plan. He the one who contracted Trina in 1995, Senator Harry Reid. It is the governor, Brian Sandoval, who I sent him many, many letters on many occasions. He even sent me response back saying that he couldn't help me, knowing that I was a federal agent as well, knowing that I was federally bonded. It is Governor Brian Sandoval who shall get capital punishment because he knew firsthand when I complained every step of the way. I'm just basically here just exercising my right, but they insist on torturing me. They threaten me with torturing me the same way that Samaya, the fictitious Samaya of ancient times, was tortured just by the mere meaning of her name and because she wouldn't turn her back on God. And that's why they tortured the ancient Samaya and her daughters. And that's the same thing they're trying to do with Samaya Hodges, me, of modern times, and my babies, trying to torture and torment us to death. And they insist on doing so because they hold the reputation of a sin city, I suppose. And I'm just merely a victim of having a name, Samaya, and merely a victim of believing in a God, believing in my Creator. And because of their gaming and their coding stuff, we are just mere victims of loving and believing and having faith and living in Sin City, in which in 2001, now looking back, that is, we were lured here from the beginning, because this plot with Las Vegas, for some, started in 1990 and for others started in 1995. Harry Reid is the main suspect. He is the main criminal. He contracted Trina in 1995. My case is against Catherine, Trina, Hillary. All Hillary been known to be posted up at Expertise School where Trina Giles is. So all these here politicians in Las Vegas, they are trying to steal my inheritance. They went after me and my kids to do so. Las Vegas, Nevada was built on that 1905. And for those who don't know what the 1905 is the original certificate of title. Excuse me. It's dated 1912 of August the 9th. August 9th, AD 1912. That is before Christ, AD. That is the inheritance. It was modified in 1905, something to do with the amendment of 1905. Some call it and refer to it as the 1905. Well, Las Vegas, Nevada was founded and built in 1905 off of them stealing that money from that inheritance off of that title. And now, because I am the last one to hold that particular title of the 1905, I have the original certificate of title is in my name. I have it here with me. I posted up on social media sites many a times. It is only registered to Samaya Hodges only. Now, that's not good enough for them. They started cloning people and making people in posing as Samaya using government technology and science advancement technology to use other imposters to look like Samaya Hodges. So that's why I am giving such a hard time, because Vegas got a slogan here. They just started this hockey team, every last one of them to be arrested. Every last one of that Vegas Strong stuff. That's their gaming. Vegas Strong hockey team. Every last one of them in Vegas to be arrested. Capital punishment for trying to overthrow the world, trying to take over the world through my inheritance. America is now under investigation. The entire America, every black person, every white person, every person in Las Vegas, every Congress member, every judge, every federal agent, every police officer are now wanted and under investigation. They are all known as terrorists. Every state, federal agent, and thereof are now wanted terrorists in America. That includes white and black. So if the world leaders want to come in, you can. If you wanted to destroy it, you can. You can do it so legally. You can do so legally. Every last one of them have conspired against me. Every last one of these states are stealing money. America should be a third world country anyways, because every last one of them are stealing money. They're going to make it be that way regardless, with or without me. So that is why it's such a hit on my life. All of the blacks here in Las Vegas, one or two things either have been conspired against me and or their properties blocked. I am a local celebrity hairstylist here with over 5,000, 6,000 clients. And yet, here I am. I've been here advertising on social media that I'm back looking for clients and I can't get one. I can't get one. I'm trying to work. They won't let me work. I'm trying to put forth my best foot forward and move forward. They won't let me do absolutely anything. Everywhere I go to a restaurant, they put that secret ingredient in my food. And that's why I got up and left, because it don't take that long for a pancake. But then that's what I thought until I came outside. I immediately, in an impulse, come outside to that truck in which I pulled away now, in which they were trying to use that to incriminate. All they do all day long is take pictures of me so that they can use to create a slideshow. This is a technological crime board that's supposed to be helping me under the RICO laws and all the other laws. But it's them that's the ones that are trying to frame me. So anybody can take a picture. You know that we all have cameras that we take pictures and we can make slideshows. Well, they can go a little step further. They can take pictures and make series of pictures and then create a video image. I have seen them do that of a girl who I knew for a fact that was not her, but yet if you look at her and watch that video, you would say it was her. The reason why I know it wasn't her, because of timing. She still had the big boobs in 2012 when the video was filmed, when I know for a fact she had flattened her chest in 2004. They had on some socks that looked like marijuana socks, that I know for a fact she don't dress like that, because we had been best friends for a long time. And a lot of other things that she was saying to do, I knew for a fact, because I personally knew that particular person. And another example of that, I have a friend named Carmen Lorraine. Her daughter had a friend, a white guy friend. They were young kids that supposedly committed suicide. And weeks or so later, when they did that October 1st here in Las Vegas. October 1st, for y'all who don't know what that is, they referring to that Mandalay shooting that the government people here did or responsible for. But when they did that shooting here in October 1st, well, this young this young man picture was on the news as being one of the persons who was shot and killed there, and that was a blatant lie because his boy had already been dead over a week or so ago. We know the best friend of that boy, and she was kind of freaked her out. She was real eerie behind it. Her name is Carmen Lorraine, her daughter, but she was really freaked and spooked behind that because they knew for a fact that boy was already dead, but yet these government people here, officials, used that boy picture for that shooting for October 1, and so much other stuff. Now I'm trying to get my house back. The courts ordered them to give me my house back. I have the deeds to the house. The house been paid off via a check and everything. And these governors, the senator, I contacted the governor here. I contacted Harry Reid, Catherine Cortez, Stephen Horsford, Debbie Conway, and some other people, Secretary of State, and other people's here in Las Vegas. They just blatantly refused to give me the house back, and they just blatantly refused to block and to stop their constables or anybody else from going in there and evicting these people off the house. Now, I personally put a note on there, so the people in there too are now criminals, are now wanted suspects, because I put a sign on their door too and told them they had 24 hours to get back. But what did they do instead? The only thing they did was put a smiley face on their properties and said private property. You just gonna take mine. Stephen Murris, M-E-R-L-I-S, Merlis, whatever it is. He too had court orders not to bother the property in my business at 1306 West Craig Granny's Beauty Center, LLC. Yet he too went in and just destroyed property a few weeks before he knew I was returning back to Las Vegas. As with my home, I left in October of 2017. I gave my neighbors, the Philippine neighbors, the keys. Told them to keep an eye on it. I will be returning. But however, the states here use that electronic surveillance and that chip to hold me hostage in Houston. And it took me over a year and a half to get back. And months before I got back, they claimed they hadn't sold my home because they knew I was trying to get back. I have proof of a ticket that I bought for June the 18th, I believe, of 2018, trying to get back to my home. But it was sometime the month in June when they called themselves selling the house, because they knew I was trying to get back here to my auntie's wedding. So they sold the house instead unlawfully. Catherine Cortez, Governor Brian Sandoval, Harry Reid. Let's see, the governor, Harry Reid, Catherine, the former Senator Stephen Horsford, Ricky Barlow, Lawrence Weekly, Roxanne, the president of the NAACP, Roxanne McCoy, James Chaney, Willa Mae Chaney, Gwendolyn Chaney. All these peoples are playing this board gaming here in Las Vegas. What that means, they monopolize the whole state and the whole city. Then they're using the device, regardless to where I go, to block me and stop me everywhere I go. And I give you a prime example. I have been trying to work in every state that I've been in, but yeah, I am being blocked from working in every state that I have was forced to live in. As you can see, this here is a business card from Missouri. Let's see if we can get the focus, because they always messing with my cameras too. Let's see if we can get that address right here. I'm gonna try to, let's zoom out some, see if we can get it. Let's just say St. Louis, Missouri, somewhere over here. Okay, let's try it this way. Let's see, I'm gonna raise these windows up. Let's see. I'm still trying to zoom in, y'all. It says St. Louis, Missouri. I can read it to you, but it's Olive Street Boulevard. You see Olive, you can barely see it's blurry, but it's Olive Boulevard, and it's St. Louis, Missouri. It's actually 8605. I'm going to push it up to the close, see if we can get it that way. 8605. Let's see how far we can zoom out to get it. But as you see, the camera, my camera is perfect. It's just that these government officials are the only one who can do this much stuff. This is government electronics that can only change dates on my text messages, can make my phone blurry, can do all these things. The average person can't do some of this stuff that's being done. So it's only these governors here in Las Vegas. But I read it out to you. It says no appointments, 8605 Olive Boulevard, St. Louis, Missouri. That has my cell phone number on here at 702-860-0508. Ask for Samaya Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. from 10 to 4 only, when only the best would do. And it's no appointments, 8605 Olive. That was when I was in St. Louis. I also have another business card. Matter of fact, I put an ad in the paper in St. Louis with the St. Louis American newspaper. So everywhere I go, they just insist on trying to cause intentional mental harm. They insist on doing that. Now, I've been under CIA torture since 2001, and I get stronger every day. But yet these people here in Las Vegas just refuse to give it up. I've been under CIA torture and torment since 2012 that I know of. And people here in the states in Las Vegas still refuse to give it up because they are still trying to steal that inheritance from me, which it's already been stated with the courts. They're not going to take it. They just steady incriminating themselves every single day. So these are the named victims. So if anything happened to me, no need in going to war unless the world courts want to go to war after they arrest the true victims for being conspirators. But your number one plotters, planners, and premeditated conspirators are Harry Reid. He's been plotting and planning since 1990. Catherine Cortez Masto been plotting and planning since 1990. Governor Brian Sandoval, he's been planning since 1995. Trina Giles was trained in 1995 by Harry Reid. The remembrance of that Sam Smith and the Native Son order in which she was trained under 1995, they did the remembrance in March of 2015 when they started retaliating and targeting my children. And so now I'm in Las Vegas because it is a mass conspiracy. I'm having a hard time regaining my home back. When I go to try to rent a property, they tell me that the property has went up double the price since I left. Like if it was $700, it's now $1,400. All this old crazy stuff. Everywhere I go, they're using this here optical surveillance to torture me. They make my gas prices $70-something when I don't care. This may be a Hummer truck, but it's only a 6-cylinder, and I don't think I ever paid at the highest about 60-something for. So stuff like that. They alternate changing dates and then make everybody around me say the same thing about the dates and the timing. So they doing that as well. What else? Everywhere, like I said, I had a client the other day who was wanting to come in and get her hair done, and she was told not to. She didn't end up coming. She was blocked and told not to. Every time I ring up any purchases using this credit card, everywhere I go, they double rings it. They double ring. From the time I got this here debit card, they double the purchase. Although they only charged me once for it, but that's for the clone. Everywhere I go, they double charge just for the clone. They go by and do absolutely everything I do. I know Cassandra Miller is playing a clone for some of the blacks. I know that who else? Becky Johnson is playing it. Michelle Obama. You got quite a few people. All of them are claiming to be Samaya Hodges. Now, Samaya Hodges only appeared in court maybe 3 times, or 4 in her lifetime. So where's all these people coming from that's playing Samaya Hodges? She has only stood in court, I can almost guess the times that I have been in court, and for sure no more than 5. But as it relates to this here, to the land, I only stood in court really 1 time, and I was denied to be heard. As it relates to property or land or any such thing, I never stood trial for land, property, or money credit towards that property. I never stood in front of a judge requesting money for land, requesting money for property, or anything else. I never stood in front of a judge for that. The real Samaya Hodges never. She, in August of 2017, did mention it on some court orders in which Judge Kissinger gave them a date. Samaya Hodges, March, I forget the date, in March of 2016, went back to try to have the case reopened and put in a relief for judgment and some other stuff. And she was given the date, Samaya Hodges, was given the date August the 1st, 2007, to appear before the judge. But that day, the judge just blatantly refused to hear it. Somebody else went to the justice court in between time around the 5th or the 6th month, which would be June or July, before my August 1st case. And they stood before a tribunal. They stood before the judge and got money and rewards. So the whole Las Vegas, as that boy Jeremy Washington states on one of his videos, is that they are stealing the money from, they call it the world ATM. And I think the world leaders already know that, and that's why America is under investigation. And Jeremy said it himself that they are taking money from the world's ATM. And so the whole entire America is under investigation, are now considered terrorists, and are now considered criminals. Those representing America are some of your number one criminals and terrorists. All those represent America, because they are so dumb they don't realize that, don't know America does not own America. There is a world leader, a world owner, and a world ruler already. America does not own America, but those who are representing America here in America is trying to take her stuff. With the help of Catherine Cortez, Harry Reid, and Senator Horsford, and some other, Ricky Barlow, Lawrence Weakley, all the blacks that's in politicians in Las Vegas, but all the politicians in Las Vegas, and for some other ones that are not in Las Vegas. So that's why you have a huge conspiracy with Samaya. I never knew. I'm at work minding my business when they send the people in here to threaten me. Twice somebody did a gunplay in my shop, and just you name it, all kinds of stuff. This happened in my salon while I'm working. I work 7 days a week. My salon is closed only 3 days out the year. I'm so busy I never came up to air, and sometimes I work 17, 18, 19, 20, all the way up to 24 hours a day some days. I work all these days. I don't have time, but they come in my shop bothering me. I got a picture that says hunting you on the caller ID. That caller ID came from my business phone. We answered the business phone, and it was a caller ID that said hunting you. So everything was being done to me was being done in the inside of my business while I am minding my business. Don't know what's going on. All I knew is that I was a target, and I've been trying to get help. I went in person to these places, but they still all, by them all being conspirators, I'm having a hard time. They all act like nothing is going on, act like I am, you got to be tripping or something or whatever. One federal agent just actually told me, he said, I know you're not trying to say my police officers are doing this or my agents are doing this. I went to his office right there on Lake Mead and Martin Luther King. I believe it was 2012 or 13. I went in there to make a report, and when I got there, he said, "Now if I take your ID, we gotta run it, and if we run your ID, if there's anything on it, we have to take you to jail before we run." This is in that Federal Bureau of Investigation on Martin Luther King and Lake Mead. He said, and we will have so you can find the date of that ID and when it was checked. He said, "Now if we run your ID, if something come up, we're gonna have to take you to jail." I said I was scared to do it. Only I knew nothing would come up on my end, but I don't know how much plant dirt they would have put on there or what they would do. So I was kind of somewhat leery, but I said, go ahead. And he checked it, then he told me to go in the other room and wait. And so I waited in this old scary looking steel kind of place. All steel kind of walls. And I must have waited about 15. I thought it took a long time to come, 15, 20 minutes. But it could have been a little lesser. But when you just in there by yourself, I wasn't really clocking the time. It just seemed like it was a long time. And then all of a sudden the guy come by, a black guy, kind of short. He had a little clipboard in his hand. And he took me into another room with steel doors. And he asked me, I kind of was talking to, what was going on. And I told him somebody was eavesdropping on my calls, in my business. They was doing this, that, and the other, yada, yada, yada. And so he says, well, I know you're not saying one of my guys are eavesdropping, one of my police officers eavesdropping. I said, look, I deal with combs and brushes all day long. I don't know who's doing it. That's why I'm here making this complaint that somebody is eavesdropping. He said, well, when you find out who it is listening on your phone calls, or when you find out who it is, then go make the police report. And that's what he told me right there on Lake Mead and Martin Luther King. If it was not 2000, I don't know exactly. I have to go and pull the records and see the exact date. It was during the time that so much was happening to me, and I started making complaints starting 2012. So I'm not sure if that was 2012 or 13, maybe even early 14. I'm not sure, but that's what he said. But records don't lie. You can see when my report was pulled, he took the ID and claimed he pulled it. Now, since then, I pulled my reports in Missouri, and since I've been back here about in May, I pulled my reports. I have no criminal background records or background checks, and I am also on the records as a federal agent. So why is it that so much is happening to me? Why is it they just blatantly refuse to? And as you can see, this is the Eastern Star book right here. I have seen the stars in the east. So why is it that the entire America just blatantly refuse to investigate this case, refuse to give me my house back, refuse to give me my children back, and quit harassing them? Why is it that they're blatantly doing that? And I tell you why they're blatantly doing that is because they're all trying to steal that inheritance. But I do believe that the world leaders and the world rulers are much smarter than these dummies here in America, that they too have eyes, or all of them, that they know that this was going, that this is underway. So right now, and as of last night, I did send the governor again, different governor, I forget his name, not Governor Sandoval, but Cisco, or whoever he is. I did send another email asking them to go and evict these people, so an emergency summary eviction off my property at 1450 Water Creek Drive, North Las Vegas, Nevada, 89032, just so I can have a place to sleep. Now, if they want to challenge all this stuff with the courts, you let them go right ahead. Those who rebels here in America, those y'all Confederates in America that think that this is your country, or whomever it is that's against me in America that don't want me to take over my inheritance, if y'all want to challenge this stuff in the courts, then you go through the courts. But at no time do you have the rights to deprive me of my rights, my family, my life, my happiness, and my privacy, my consciousness, and my pursuit of happiness. At no time do you have the right to violate my constitutional rights, my natural rights, and or my human rights, and inalienable rights. So at no time do you have the rights to deprive me or deny me of any of those rights. But yet they are blatantly doing every person here in America, every state in America, to include the entire Congress. Donald Trump was a criminal before he even took office, and according to the documents I filed, he was not supposed to have taken office. So that's what we have here in America. So again, if anything should happen, those people that are alleged, those are the ones to go after first. And if you didn't want to destroy the country but yet get rid of people, I think the world rulers, the world leaders, and all those at the top, you have the rights, the legal rights to kill every person in America legally, because every person in America has taken part of this here massive conspiracy. So if you just wanted to come in, do an ambush, and if it's China, Asia, India, Russia, or Moscow, whoever, Russia or whomever, y'all do have legal rights at this point to start a war and or to come in and extinct the whole country. You do have legal grounds.